For this presentation, I will be talking about social engineering. Social engineering is coming on the rise and are threatening many people's lives. Researchers have stated that social engineering had a worldwide cost of $10.5 trillion per year, and 95% of data breach cyber attacks have occurred. Therefore, it is important to understand how social engineering works in order to prevent it from happening. What is social engineering? Social engineering is defined as a skill of persuading someone to reveal sensitive or secret information that can be used for fraudulent reasons, primarily through digital communication. It is one of the most serious risks to information security nowadays. How does social engineering work? Well, firstly, the social engineer gathers information about their victim. Then they act as a legitimate person and build their trust, but their trust is more of a false trust with their victim. Then they take their information by persuasion. Lastly, they cut off communication with the victim by fleeing and launching the attack. The common types of social engineering techniques are phishing, scareware, baiting, and spear phishing. Phishing is a type of cybercrime in which a person posing as a genuine organization contacts a target or targets them via email, phone, or text message to persuade them to provide sensitive data. The data is then utilized to get access to sensitive accounts, which can lead to identity theft and financial loss. A common example of where phishing can take place is by email. It is a fake email where the attacker asks for your personal information. To realize that it's not real, the email address is not official, they display a generic greeting or none at all. There are buttons with hyperlinks that leads to unfamiliar web pages and misleading URL hyperlinks. And there are also spelling and grammar mistakes. For example, they spelled immediately wrong. The victims of scareware are assaulted with false alerts and bogus threats. Users are duped into believing their system is infected with malware, forcing them to install software that has no purpose. Now, this is an example of a scareware. A pop-up alerts you that your device has been hacked either by a virus or a malicious file. The pop-up will keep appearing until you click the call to action, which could be a button that says download, visit website, or close. After you interact with the pop-up, malware is downloaded to your device either manually or through a drive-by download from a bogus website. Finally, your data is jeopardized, making you vulnerable to malicious conduct. Baiting attacks entice a victim's greed or curiosity by making a false promise. They trick consumers into falling into a trap in which their personal information is stolen or their computers are infected with malware. An example of baiting is where an attacker places usually malware-infected flash drives in settings where potential victims are likely to encounter it. The bait has a genuine appearance with a label identifying it as the company's payroll list. Victims pick up the bait out of curiosity and place it in a work or home computer, causing malware to be installed automatically. Now, spear phishing is a type of phishing where an individual or a group of individuals within a company or organization receives an email encouraging them to take action. Although the action appears to be genuine, it actually persuades them to provide over personal data or financial information. Now, this is an example of a spear phishing. In this case, the attacker is impersonating a human resource employee. However, the sender's email address doesn't match the target's domain. The attacker claims in the email that the victim needs to sign a new employee handbook and includes a link to an online Word document. Now, these are some tactics to watch for in order to avoid social engineering. Conclusion. Over the last few years, technology has evolved into a necessity in our daily life. Due to the ongoing advancements in technology, cybersecurity has attracted more attention because of the rising number of cyber attacks that disclose sensitive personal information. The COVID-19 pandemic has resulted in an increase in social engineering attempts. In fact, Google reported blocking 18 million COVID-19 phishing emails to Gmail users in just 1 week. Social engineering assaults can take many different forms, ranging from a simple request to a complicated attempt involving several people and systems. Therefore, it is important to take precautionary measures to avoid social engineering from occurring.